Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin Davis, one of the founders of BoogieBoard. Thank you for checking out our demo. In today's video, I'm going to be someone from RevOps that needs to design territories. And we're going to take you through that process end to end in BoogieBoard. That means loading your account and team data into BoogieBoard, getting a picture of how the territories look today, and then asking BoogieBoard to design some new territories for us. Let's hop in. Now, I want BoogieBoard to design territories based on my account data from CRM. I can load that data into BoogieBoard by connecting directly to Salesforce via the integration, or I can load through a CSV as you see here. We use BoogieBoard to design different what if scenarios in order to test a variety of go to market models and territory designs. I'm going to create a scenario for today's design, name it, and dress it up with a custom icon. And then I'm going to connect the scenario to the account data set that we just imported. Next, I'm going to set up our territory model. My company uses regions, segments, and territories in its model, and I can define all those here. Regions and segments aren't changing for my company this year, so let's add our North American node and define which accounts should land in this region. Next, we'll add a sub-level to North America to begin working with our account executive group. And this is the group that targets prospects and new logos, so I'll add that as a rule here. This is also the team whose territories we are going to design in just a minute. But first, we need to divide the account executive model into two segments: Enterprise, which uses account based territories, and SMB, which uses geographical territories. Brianna Wiedemann leads our enterprise team, so I'm going to shoot her an invite to BoogieBoard so that she can collaborate with us a little later on the design. Now, even with account based models, I do have the option to add some geographical components to the design here. And lastly, with SMB, we need to create the 8 territories. So I'll create those here. I'll add the associated rep names, and I'm going to drop some territory geographical pins in place to create territory geographical epicenters. My next step is telling BoogieBoard how I want it to design balanced territories for my enterprise segment. I do this by telling BoogieBoard what are my balancing goals. To start, I want each territory to have 300 accounts. We use an account score to label the quality of the accounts. So I'm also going to tell BoogieBoard to design in a way that gives each territory a balanced distribution of A, B, and C accounts, at least as much as possible. We also have a goal to balance the size of the accounts in each territory to make sure the territories are similar in terms of workload and opportunity. My company uses annual revenue as a proxy for this size. So I'm asking BoogieBoard to design my territories using the sum of this annual revenue of the accounts in a territory. BoogieBoard automatically generates a summary view using my account data and organizing it by my balance goals. This helps me to assess the current state of the union of our territories, and it gets me ready to start designing. I have a lot of red, which means that there's major deviation from my balance goals. Like some territories have way more than 300 accounts today, and some have way less. This makes sense because we haven't gone through the design exercise yet. But if we add goals, the summary changes to reflect it. So let's go back and add one more goal. I realize that balancing territory size based on the sum of annual revenue doesn't really make any sense because I bet there's a bunch of outlier accounts with really high revenues. So let's change that goal and tell BoogieBoard to give every territory a balanced number of small, medium, and large accounts. And then we can see that BoogieBoard is going to auto summarize this for me. But before I click the magic button and tell BoogieBoard to design these territories, I have a couple things that I need to do. I want to make sure that any account that has an open opportunity associated with it doesn't change territories during BoogieBoard's design. This was a request from Brianna, who didn't want to upset the flow of some of the in-flight deals. So I'll use this rule to lock these accounts in place so that when BoogieBoard is designing, it knows not to move them. I can also zoom in and lock accounts to territories one by one. So, for example, let's say Michael Smith has a relationship with someone at the Echo Power account and we want to leverage that. So, let's assign it to Michael's territory and lock it from being moved during the design. Perfect. Now we are ready for BoogieBoard to design these territories. Now, BoogieBoard's algorithm is hard at work. It's generating hundreds of possible territory designs that fit our parameters. When I view the different design options, I can look through by optimization score to see how we achieved our balance goals, or if I want to focus on something like minimizing change or zoom in on hitting a specific balance goal, I can do that too. Let's grab the top result. And okay, this looks good. BoogieBoard is now all green. Each territory has 300 accounts, and it looks like we've achieved all of our balance goals. I want to zoom into BoogieBoard's proposed design and check it out at the account level. So let's drill into Michael Smith's territory. Here I can see the accounts that were locked by our opportunity rule. And here's the Echo Power account, the one that we manually assigned to him. BoogieBoard made sure that none of these changed ownership during the design process. Before we finish up with Enterprise, let's loop in Brianna, who we invited earlier to join this scenario. She has an invite waiting for her in her inbox, and since she's not already a user, she's going to create an account and log in, and she will see the BoogieBoard design summary. Our CRO wants the sales managers to have some input on the designs, so we are offering Brianna the chance to make some overrides. There she goes, making some manual account assignments. And now it looks like she's about done. Back in summary view, I can see the impact of Brianna's changes. We do have some slight imbalances, but our CRO says to roll with it and give sales leadership the final say. Since all of our stakeholders are happy with enterprise territories, let's update the status of the node and move on to our SMB team. Okay, back in territory model to create our SMB territories, which target accounts with under $1 billion dollars in revenue. In SMB, we use a geographical territory model, and all of these geographies are in the United States. So I'm going to create my 8 territories here, and I'm going to drop geopins as the territory epicenters for SMB. To tell BoogieBoard how to design these geographical territories, I've created a few balance goals, just like I did before. I want BoogieBoard to group the states in a way that gives each territory the same number of accounts. I also want to use my small, medium, and large goal again, and I want to make sure each territory has a balanced mix of high and low priority accounts. Looking at the team's geography, I can see that Justin Charles is located in Atlanta. So let's make Atlanta the territory epicenter by using this geopin. Emma is in Nashville, and today we don't have a clear territory set up, so she owns accounts in a lot of different states. Let's go ahead and lock Tennessee to Emma's territory, given her familiarity. I'll also lock Kentucky to her territory as well for continuity with many of these accounts. And I just got a note from my team lead that all reps should cover the state where they live. So we can lock all those states as part of those territories. If for some reason we want a specific account not to follow the territory logic, like if we want it assigned to a different account owner to keep an opportunity consistent, we can create an exception on the account level. These accounts will appear as exceptions in our account list since they fall outside of our defined logic. Perfect. Let's have BoogieBoard carve the rest of these territories. This time, BoogieBoard's results come with a map of the newly designed geographical territories. I can heart any of them that I like. Let's go with this one. Another look at the summary view shows that we are all green across our balance goals. While we were running this process, our SMB team lead messaged me to confirm that we're actually approved for another territory to be added to the team. And she wants to split California into two. So let's go back into our territory model and add the new territory. Let's also adjust to allow states to be split into zip codes. Now I'm going to use my Ted Lasso tool to divide California into two. Okay. BoogieBoard's updated design achieved our balance goals, so let's go ahead and mark this node as complete. Now that all of my territories are designed, both enterprise and SMB nodes are ready for go live. So I'll commit the scenario. And from here, I can push these territories directly into Salesforce via the integration, or I can use the CSV workflow and bring them into systems that way. With that done, my territories are now live. Thanks again for checking out BoogieBoard. Please hit us in the comments or shoot us a DM if you want to learn more.